I'm sitting there going, did we just have too high of expectations? Because we're talking about coming into the season, people were talking about, oh, this team can contend for a wild card. And it's like, okay, at this point, you need what, 90 wins for a wild card? And they're at 8-19. So they got to go 82-51 or whatever the rest of the way. You got to win 60% of your ball games the rest of the season to even have a shot at that 90 wins. Like, you can throw that out the window at this point. Unless everybody starts clicking, we ain't getting the 90 wins.
No, and 90 is probably a little bit high for a wild card spot, especially with the expanded playoffs. However, the wild card was never, in my estimation, the marker of a good season this year. It wasn't. Could they have potentially challenged for that? They could have potentially, but I was not going to bet my house on it. What I was going to bet my house on was a 500 ball club. And if we can bet our house on a 500 ball club, this team can get to a 500 ball club. They're what, 10, 11 games under 500 right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a couple good weeks.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
162 game season. So yeah.
Really, all I wanted to see out of the Tigers team this year was improvement from last year. You're a few games under 500. I get that. So this year, I want you to be a few games over 500 or more. 500 was always the marker for me this year. It was never maybe the potential of a wild card team, depending on how everybody else did. But that shouldn't be how we judge this team this year. We should be judging this team off of improvements made. Now, right now, judge them the correct way. They're not a good baseball team right now. I put a number of those, not a number of them, but I put significant blame on Gregory Soto right now, who I do not think should be the closer for the Tigers anymore at all.
Yeah.
The person that should be closing for the Detroit Tigers right now is Michael Fulmer. Take Gregory Soto and his blue hair and left hand and put him in the bullpen and use him in the 7th inning and use Joe Jimenez in the 8th inning and use Michael Fulmer in the 9th inning. Because Soto, he's reminiscent to me of Papa Grande. And you just never know what's going to happen. Yes, Papa Grande had the great, massive save season, but it was always, my nickname for him was Papa Heart Attack, because you never knew how those games were going to end up. And they ended up usually working out for him, but my goodness, every time Gregory Soto was on the mound, I'm like, this is not going to be good. And then you got a guy like Michael Fulmer, who was your potential ace a few years ago, who's coming back from injury, dominating out of the bullpen. That is your closer. And we've lost a lot of tight games, and I understand that Saturday, Michael Fulmer walked in he walked out of the bases loaded that cost him the game. I understand all that, but he's been lights out other than that one game. So for me, a lot of this, if you're frustrated, and there's an article on DSN about AJ Hinch's post-game comments of frustration after the series with the Astros. How you deal with frustration, shake things up a little bit. And I would start by shaking up the bullpen and put Michael Fulmer in that closer's role. So check out that article on Detroit Sports Nation.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what?